At my wife's baby shower, her betrayal was uncovered. My act of revenge completely shattered her life. The room was filled with laughter, clinking glasses, and the soft hum of celebration. My wife, Emma, was glowing in the center of it all, her hands cradling the swell of her belly. As I stood, clearing my throat, the joy froze. "Congratulations, everyone," I said, lifting a glass, but I let the word hang, pulling a folded envelope from my pocket. The chatter died. Emma's smile flickered. I turned to her, my voice steady. "This baby isn't mine." Silence. Complete, suffocating silence. Emma and I had been married for 6 years, a love story that started with passion but had turned into something else. Something colder, more distant. She wanted a baby more than anything, and after months of trying, she finally got pregnant. I had been ecstatic, until the doubts crept in. Late-night whispers, unexplained absences, a gut feeling I couldn't shake. I wanted to believe in us, but then, at our anniversary party, her best friend, drunk and loose-lipped, whispered in my ear, "She's been lying to you. That baby isn't yours." At first, I dismissed it as drunken nonsense, but doubt is a virus. It spreads, infects everything. I started watching. The way Emma's phone never left her side, the nervous glances when she thought I wasn't looking, the hushed phone calls. Then I found it. A text. A name I didn't recognize. "I miss you." My blood ran cold. I confronted her that night. She laughed it off. "You're being paranoid," she said. "Hormones make me emotional. I text all my friends like that." But I wasn't paranoid. A week later, I took matters into my own hands. A DNA test. I swabbed my cheek. Then, one night when she was asleep, I took a sample from her prenatal test kit. 2 weeks later, the results arrived. 0% probability of paternity. I stared at the paper, feeling something inside me break. I could have walked away, quietly filed for divorce. But no, she had built this lie, wrapped me in it, paraded me around as the doting husband. She wanted a performance. I'd give her one. The days leading up to the baby's shower were excruciating. Pretending to be clueless while my mind was a storm. Emma gushed about nursery colors, baby names, our future. I played along, my smile a mask, but behind it, I was preparing. I gathered evidence. Screenshots of texts, credit card statements leading to hotel bookings, a timeline of her deception. I even found him, the real father. A coworker. Married. A man who, judging by the panicked way he ignored my calls, wanted nothing to do with this mess. Good. That would make it even worse for her. The baby shower was my stage. Her audience, family, friends, colleagues, deserved to see the truth. That morning, she kissed me, oblivious. "I can't wait for today," she said. Neither could I. The party was extravagant, decorated to perfection. Guests filled the room, showering Emma with gifts and compliments. She basked in it, completely unaware. Then my moment came. I clinked my glass, rising to my feet. "I just want to say how honored I am to be here," I began, my voice steady. "To celebrate Emma, this incredible woman, and the beautiful baby she's carrying." She beamed. "But before we toast, I have a little surprise." I pulled the envelope from my pocket, my fingers steady as I unfolded it. "This," I said, holding it up, "is a DNA test." The room tensed. Emma's face drained of color. A few weeks ago, I had some doubts, so I did what any responsible father would do. I got tested. I turned the paper around, my voice sharp now. And it turns out, I'm not the father. A gasp rippled through the crowd. Emma's breath hitched. What? Don't act surprised, Emma," I said, my voice low but deadly. You knew this whole time." The guests whispered, shifting uncomfortably. Her parents looked horrified. Tears welled in her eyes. "Please, let's talk about this privately." "No," I interrupted. "You made a spectacle out of this pregnancy. Now let's finish the show." A nervous hush settled over the room. Emma shook her head, frantic now. "I don't know what you're talking about." I pulled out my phone, tapping the screen. A series of text messages projected onto the TV screen behind me. "He thinks it's his. I feel awful, but I can't tell him now. What if he finds out?" "He won't. We just have to play it cool until after the baby is born." Emma's face crumbled. Her mother gasped, covering her mouth. Her father stood, his chair scraping loudly. Someone muttered, "Oh my God." I turned to her best friend. "You knew, didn't you?" She looked down, unable to speak. The weight of betrayal collapsed on Emma. For the first time, she had no words. I exhaled, letting the silence stretch before delivering the final blow. "I'm done," I said, my voice steady. I'm done with the lies, the manipulation, the humiliation. Emma reached for me, her eyes wild. Please, we can fix this. I stepped back. There's nothing to fix. Then I turned to the guests. For those wondering what's next, I'll tell you. I've already filed for divorce. I gestured to a lawyer standing in the back. Papers are ready. Emma gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. No, you wouldn't. I smiled. I already did. The room erupted in murmurs. And then the final twist. I turned to the real father, standing stiff near the back. Congratulations, I said. You're about to be a dad. Hope you're ready. He blanched. Emma collapsed into a sobbing mess, but I felt nothing. Not anger. Not sadness. Just freedom. The party ended in disaster. Guests trickled out, whispering in hushed voices. Emma's parents refused to look at her. I walked out without looking back. In the weeks that followed, I finalized everything. The divorce, my assets, my fresh start. Emma tried calling, texting, begging to talk. I never responded. She had made her choices. Now she had to live with them. I wasn't bitter. I wasn't broken. I was free. Betrayal doesn't just break a heart. It sharpens it. Emma thought she was playing a game, but she underestimated me. And now, as I stepped into my new life, I realized something. Revenge wasn't just an ending. It was the beginning of something better.